Have you ever heard about real-life mysteries that remain unsolved? One such mystery is the sleeping sickness epidemic. Between the years of 1917 and 1928, our world was gripped by a medical enigma that left its victims in a chilling, statue-like state of immobility. This bizarre condition, known as encephalitis lethargica, or more commonly as the sleeping sickness epidemic, brought fear and uncertainty to households across the globe. The symptoms were as perplexing as they were frightening. Patients would fall into a sleep-like state, their bodies rigid and unresponsive, their minds trapped in a seemingly insurmountable slumber. It was as if they were suspended between the realms of wakefulness and sleep, their bodies present, but their minds lost in an unknown abyss. This unusual disease did not discriminate. From the bustling streets of New York to the quiet villages of Europe, the sleeping sickness epidemic spread its shadow indiscriminately, affecting individuals of all ages and backgrounds. It was a truly global epidemic, one that left scientists and doctors perplexed and helpless. Despite the extensive research and countless hours spent in laboratories, the exact cause of this mysterious condition remains unknown. Scientists speculated about various potential causes, such as viral infections or environmental factors, but none could provide a definitive answer. And then, just as abruptly as it had appeared, the sleeping sickness epidemic vanished. By 1928, the number of new cases had dwindled to nearly zero, as if the disease had simply decided to retreat. The sudden disappearance of the disease is as baffling as its onset, with no clear explanation as to why it stopped, just as mysteriously as it started. The sleeping sickness epidemic is more than a mere footnote in our medical history. It is a stark reminder of the myriad mysteries that surround us, of the limits of our understanding, and of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of the unknown. The sleeping sickness epidemic remains one of the most baffling medical mysteries in history. Next, we delve into the enigma of the Voynich Manuscript. A relic from the 15th century that has puzzled scholars, cryptologists, and linguists for generations, the Voynich Manuscript is a truly unique piece of history. Bound in vellum, or fine animal skin, it spans over 200 pages, filled with a mysterious script unlike any other known language or code. The manuscript gets its name from Wilfrid Voynich, a Polish book dealer who purchased it in 1912. Voynich dedicated much of his life to unraveling the manuscript's mysteries, but much like those who have followed in his footsteps, he was left confounded by the peculiar text and illustrations. And what illustrations they are! The pages are adorned with bizarre botanical images of plants that don't exist in the natural world. There are also astronomical charts, astrological diagrams, and a series of drawings depicting what seems to be an arcane form of biology or medicine. Females bathing in green pools, connected by a network of strange tubes and capsules, are a recurring theme. But the most tantalizing aspect of the Voynich manuscript remains its text. The script flows naturally, suggesting it's not a random assortment of symbols, but a structured language or cipher. Despite the efforts of countless codebreakers, including those who cracked the Enigma machine in World War II, the manuscript continues to withhold its secrets. Over the years, various theories have been proposed about the manuscript's purpose and meaning. Some believe it's a pharmacopoeia, a book containing directions for the identification of compound medicines. Others suggest it's a vivid work of fiction, or perhaps a coded love letter. Yet, all these theories have one thing in common: none have been proven. The Voynich manuscript remains an indecipherable mystery, a conundrum that has withstood the test of time. Is it a hoax, a work of art, or a message waiting for the right key to unlock its meaning? Until that key is found, the Voynich manuscript will continue to be a source of fascination and frustration for those who dare to tackle its enigma. The Voynich manuscript, a puzzle that continues to perplex scholars across the globe. Now let's explore a case that may make you question the nature of life itself: the Pollock Sisters. In a quiet corner of Northumberland, England, tragedy struck the Pollock family in 1957. Two young sisters, Joanna and Jacqueline, were tragically killed in a car accident. However, the story didn't end there. A year later, the Pollock mother gave birth to twins, Gillian and Jennifer. As the twins grew, they began to exhibit strikingly familiar behaviors that mirrored their deceased sisters. They played with the same toys, had the same preferences, and even held the same fears. Most shockingly, they remembered details of Joanna and Jacqueline's lives that they could not possibly have known. Despite the skepticism of some, the Pollock parents remained convinced that their twins were reincarnations of their deceased daughters. This case remains one of the most compelling arguments for reincarnation to this day. The Pollock Sisters, a case that blurs the line between the natural and the supernatural. Next on our list is a chilling tale of a family tragedy, the Sodder children disappearance. This unsettling event unfolded on a frigid Christmas Eve in 1945 in the small town of Fayetteville, West Virginia. The Sodder family, prosperous and well-respected, was plunged into a nightmarish ordeal when their house was consumed by fire. George and Jenny Sodder, along with their 10 children, had settled down for the night. But in the early hours, a fire erupted. George, Jenny, and 4 of their children escaped. But what of the other 5? Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty were nowhere to be found. Firefighters combed through the smoldering remains, but found no trace of the children. No bodies, no remains, nothing. This absence of evidence sparked a haunting question. Did the children perish in the fire, or had something far more sinister occurred? The Sodders were convinced their children were alive. Eyewitnesses claimed to have seen the children in a passing car as the house burned. A photo, allegedly of Louis as an adult, arrived in the mail years later. These fragments of hope fueled the Sodders' belief that their children had been kidnapped, perhaps in retaliation for George's outspoken criticism of Mussolini and his fascist regime. For 4 decades, the Sodders sought answers. They erected a billboard with the children's photos, offering a reward for information. They hired private investigators and even appealed to the FBI, but the answers remained elusive. The Sodder children disappearance is a heart-wrenching enigma wrapped in a shroud of speculation and mystery. Did the children escape the fire, only to fall victim to a planned abduction? Or did they tragically perish in the flames, their remains obliterated in the intense heat? We may never know. The Sodder children disappearance, a heartbreaking mystery that continues to baffle investigators. Our final mystery takes us to the skies, the DB Cooper hijacking. In the annals of criminal history, few tales are as audacious as that of DB Cooper. On a chilly November day in 1971, a nondescript man boarded a Northwest Orient Airlines flight from Portland to Seattle. He used the pseudonym Dan Cooper, a name that, ironically, would come to symbolize one of the most confounding mysteries of our time. Clad in a business suit, the man handed a note to a flight attendant after takeoff. The note, a chilling declaration. He had a bomb. Cooper's demand was simple. He wanted $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes. The plane landed in Seattle, the ransom was paid, and the passengers were released unharmed. But Cooper's audacious plan was far from over. The plane took off again, heading for Mexico City. But somewhere over the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, Cooper did the unthinkable. He leapt from the plane, parachuting into the unknown with the ransom money strapped to his body. Despite a massive manhunt and years of investigations, Cooper was never found. The FBI followed thousands of leads, but the trail always ran cold. Even the discovery of a small portion of the ransom money, decaying in a riverbank in 1980, did little to solve the mystery. Who was DB Cooper? Did he survive his daring leap? If he did, where did he go? And what became of the rest of the ransom money? These questions continue to baffle investigators and captivate the public. The case of DB Cooper has inspired countless theories, books, and even films. Yet, despite all the speculation and investigation, the true identity and fate of DB Cooper remain as elusive as the man himself. The DB Cooper hijacking, a high-flying mystery that remains unsolved. These are just a few of the countless real-life mysteries that continue to captivate us. From the eerie encephalitis lethargica epidemic, the baffling Voynich Manuscript, the curious case of the Pollock Sisters, the perplexing Sodder children disappearance, to the audacious DB Cooper hijacking, each case is a testament to the unfathomable depths of the unknown. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into these mysteries, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more. And remember, the truth is out there waiting to be discovered.